I have Rupali Mehra here with me, who has volunteered to read Capricorn Woman. I have known Rupali for many, many years now, and I think I could not have found a better volunteer contender to read Capricorn Woman. She's everything that I think I have written, and I want to ask her and know from her what she thinks from the chapter that she has read, that she believes in, she agrees with, are the highlights of the book. And before I get her to start talking, I want to thank her for doing this with us. Rupali, please tell me.
Well, it's pretty insightful, whatever you have observed about the Capricorn woman. Some very funny insights, in fact. Some things that we don't really notice about ourselves, and some things that we really know and are embarrassed about. Typically our nature of saying things we should not, and sometimes being overtly sarcastic. I think that's one thing that's not very clearly mentioned, but that's what it is, that we sometimes hold our peace for too long, and then suddenly it comes out in this one caustic sentence which is quite causes mass destruction.
And that may not be your intention, but you were left with no choice but to just let it out, vent it out.
Yeah, I guess it's also the reason for that is we keep in a lot of things and don't express it readily. I think if I don't like something, it's best to say it up front rather than be diplomatic about it and just hold on, and then at some point of time, at a very silly excuse, it just kind of comes forth.
So that actually brings me to my next question. Why are most, I wouldn't say all, I would say the majority or most Capricorn women so nice?
I don't think it's a trait that belongs to a particular sun sign.
It does. I have authority on that, so don't argue with me on that. You are nice. That's it. Capricorn women are nice. Don't flatter yourselves listening to this.
No, I think it's also this need to have people around us. And if we want to have people around us, we'd rather have pleasant, happy people around us. And to make sure that we have pleasant, happy people around us, we want to be pleasant and nice to them. And
it's not about wanting to be. I think the innate, general, classic quality of a Capricorn woman as observed by me. I was pointing out to Mandira, I've not been able to give any credit so far to Mandira, but Mandira has been very patient recording this with us. When I was telling Mandira, look at the compatibility when you're reading. This must be the only character or sun sign in the book which has been given compatibility quotient 7 on 10, 8 on 10, 6 on 10, 7 on 10, 9 on 10 with most sun signs, and it is not possible to get along with everybody.
I guess it's probably part of nature which is adjusting, again, which is this need to be liked by people. So I guess it just comes from that need. Somewhere subconsciously you want to be liked by people. Wow. So you do what it takes.
So I have one honest woman who's actually gone on record and said that they are like that because they want to be liked by people.
Yeah, I guess that's...
And you're generally just not nice. Otherwise there will be some vamp-like quality in you. Is there? Mandira,
I'm sure.
Is there? There is none. I know it. I have met so many people, and then when I say to them that I actually was put on a spot on a radio show, that's the first time I was actually in a position where I had to decide that I also have a right to my opinion. I thought I didn't want to be biased or unbiased and blah blah blah, and I realized that why not, I have a right to my opinion. And that RJ asked me, so tell me which is your favorite sun sign in women. So I went on record and I said Capricorn women, and in the same breath Gemini women, and both for the very same reason of them being very graceful, very elegant, and usually very nice and tolerant with the nonsense that other people around them are putting them through.
Because I think somewhere we also realize that it's a waste of time to argue or try to discuss things out with certain people. Okay. You realize it's just going to be a waste of time, and it's below your dignity to really argue out.
So that brings me to the grace part. Yeah, that's why you're graceful about it.
Yeah, get on with it.
But you will have certain fire sun signs. I want to go on record and say certain Aries women, certain Leo women, certain most Sagittarius aggressive women who would actually take a panga at any given shortest possible, just smallest chances they were given. That actually is an amazing quality. Yeah.
Well,
So thank you, Rupali. Thank you so very much for doing this with us.
It was a great pleasure being
And
part of this project.
Also to you and your husband to lend us the studio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Capricorn Woman, 22nd December to 19th January. A Capricorn woman is someone who'll instantly strike you as nice. There is a certain warmth and friendliness in her smile, and when she talks, oh so softly, she will envelop you with tenderness that is too cushiony to resist. Not one to stand out flamboyantly, she will still make her presence felt through her quiet charm and disarming diffidence. Now, come a little closer and you will notice a certain aura of melancholy about her. She has an intense, serious and lost in thought kind of personality, but thanks to her lively humor, it is well balanced. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking of her as a pushover. She is not that at all. Beneath the soft, gentle nature lies a strong-willed heart. She is a steady and sure climber. She will reach your heart before you even realize it, and win it over too. How can you identify a Capricorn woman in a crowd? See that lively and sparkling woman gliding across gracefully, with a warm smile for everyone? This one's got to be a Capricorn female. These women have a natural aptitude of standing out in a crowd because of their liveliness and good humor, without being over the top. A Capricorn woman is always subtle, be it in her words or behavior. When deep in conversation, she will be totally absorbed and attentive towards the subject, and will hardly notice the presence of a stranger in the crowd. But if she catches you staring at her, she is very likely to blush with self-consciousness. A blush that easily melts into a smile, as she is artlessly friendly and approachable. While at a social do, a Capricorn woman can either be friendly and chatty or icy and aloof. When in an affable mood, her femininity will strike you instantly, and you will yearn to be part of that one group that is warming up with her radiance. Otherwise, she will seem distant and formal. However, in spite of being generally approachable, you might find it difficult to approach her, not because she is repulsive in any way. On the contrary, she is quite charming. But there's something in her that will tell you to keep away if you are in any way not presentable enough or your intentions not honorable enough. What are the key features of her personality? A heart-winning quality that all Capricorn women possess is simplicity. Beneath all kinds of outer facades lies a simple and non-materialistic heart. However, lack of materialism does not necessarily make this woman devoid of desires. In fact, she aspires for all things good and wants the best for herself and her loved ones. She is also a quality over quantity woman. So don't be surprised if the Capricorn woman in your life prefers having a single pair of branded shoes rather than 6 non-tagged or average quality ones. Capricorn women are high on emotions and can get high with emotions, but the strong practical front of their personality evens out the towering emotional quotient. Their practical nature helps them to strike a balance and not go overboard with emotions. But even the most pragmatic Capricorn woman can often be found engaged in thinking out the hows and whys of life's many mysteries. Restless and impatient, she is constantly looking at newer things to do and cannot wait to do them. If it is her birthday, she is impatient to know what surprise is planned for her. Or if she is reading a book, she'll be up all night to find out how it ends. But as everyone else, when a Capricorn woman discovers her true self, she realizes that she has a vast reservoir of patience within her, and this generally comes with maturity, and as she moves from girlhood to womanhood. Although she can be quite egoistic at times, A Capricorn woman prefers to live life without stressing on the quintessential I. As her maturity increases, she is able to grasp better the meaning of life's important things and to understand what to let go of. She is also impulsive and often takes off at the spur of a moment. Decisions are made and activities taken up on impulse, which often make her adventurous and a risk-taker. But at the same time, she is submissive and flexible and can also get easily influenced. And this does not always work in her favor. A Capricorn girl is a silent and steady worker. She will keep moving towards her goal, sometimes at lightning speed and sometimes like a snail. But she will eventually make it. Since she believes implicitly in her dreams and is sure about achieving them, she only needs that firm push to propel her ahead. A right partner can do wonders to her self-confidence, and she can be a success at her workplace or business. How is she on the following aspects? Appearance. At the first go, you may find a dull and distant look in a Capricorn woman's eyes. Her complexion too, 50% of them, is slightly pale and her demeanor cold. But that's just the surface. A moment of familiarity and she will award you with the warmest of smiles and a glow in her eyes that sparkles and speaks to you in the friendliest manner. A Capricorn woman is very impulsive in her dressing. She believes in creating her own fashion statement rather than blindly following trends, and she usually succeeds in doing so. But she belongs to the category of women who don't require getting dolled up to get noticed. The warmth of a usual self is enough to attract people towards her. Ambition. A Capricorn female is as ambitious as one could be. She wants to achieve her set goals in life and has a wish list to fulfill as well. But sometimes being too adjusting can bring a change in her ambitions. She is known to change her course of things to suit that of her dear ones. For instance, while doing well in a comfortable job, a Capricorn girl is likely to give it up, relocate, look for another job, and start a career in a totally different field, just to suit the lifestyle of her boyfriend, partner, or husband. That's how compromising she can get. Another thing that impinges on her progress is her laziness. She can be extremely languid in matters concerning her personal development. So, although she has the ability, sometimes she lacks the desire, or shall I say, the go-getting attitude required to achieve goals, unless pushed or challenged. Ego or self-respect. She is high on self-respect. She believes in maintaining her self-esteem in any given situation. This may arise from her innate lack of confidence or her overly submissive nature. But that is not to say she doesn't have an ego. It's just that she is rather careful of displaying it and often camouflages it by her show of self-respect. But no matter how much she hides it, it manages to butt in. Usually in situations like quarrels and disagreements, she finds it difficult to patch up or apologize, especially if she has already put her foot in her mouth. Responsibility. She is great at taking up responsibilities. Be it any relationship, she would plunge into the scheme of things with a fully responsible stance. She takes charge of siblings when the mother is away, monitor classmates at school when the teacher is away, and the like. But while being responsible, she maintains grace and fun for all around her, including herself. This makes her extremely reliable and dependable. And this also makes her intolerant of irresponsible behavior in others. Etiquette. This is one of the most unique qualities I have observed in Capricorn women. No matter where they are born and how they are brought up, their sense of etiquette is unmatched. What is her approach towards life? She wants everything, and the best at that. If this short and precise answer has shocked you, let me elaborate. Although I have described her as level-headed, emotional and intense, and she is all that, I would like to repeat myself here, that she is not desireless. She has her own wish list, which can be short or long, depending upon her situation in life. But you will usually not find her discussing her desires publicly. She will appear content with what she has, but in her own quiet way, she wants to have the best of everything and the right amount of adventure in her life. How does she score on the following points? Cynicism. The word cynicism brings an interesting twist to the nature of Capricorn women. I have often observed that a Capricorn woman's mind works like a detective in a work of fiction, a la Miss Marple. She is constantly looking at the nuances of life, be it emotion, action, or the metaphysical. Details and various shades of life interest her a lot, and from this complicated thought process arises her cynicism. But most of this stays within the confines of her mind. In life, she is a lot more uncomplicated and realistic in her approach. Suspicion, jealousy. In spite of what I just said about her cynicism, she is low on suspicion. Following the diktats of her nature, she trusts people easily. But where she lacks on suspicion, she makes up with intelligence. So don't think you can get away with occasional falsehood with your Capricorn partner. She is shrewd enough to catch you. So beware. As far as jealousy goes, she is moderate, as with everything else in life. She usually dismisses her own jealousy pangs as mere annoyance and silliness. Be it relationship or professionalism, she is more on the path of improving herself than going green over what others have. Dishonesty, infidelity. Both dishonesty and infidelity are taboos for her. A Capricorn woman will never accept or forgive either of the two faux pas, with the one exception of her getting bowled over in love. Love makes this woman blind, literally. Hardships. A Capricorn woman knows how to maintain grace under fire. She is capable of facing hardships herself and stopping them from affecting those she loves. Trying times get the best out of her, and she will strive endlessly to overcome hardships. Success and failure. With success, she is as subtle as ever. She believes in enjoying the fruits of her success with her family rather than being loud and displaying it to the whole world. But when it comes to losing, she is rather poor at it. Even her usual maturity fails here. But with time and age, she learns to accept her failures, and you will undoubtedly find her working doubly hard to overcome them. Host. As a host, a Capricorn woman will walk that extra mile to make her party the very best. Detailed to the core, you will find her being particular about everything from the first course to desserts and from caterers to entertainers. She will be involved in every aspect of planning and execution and will leave nothing to others or to chance. Guest. Usually she is high on expectations as a guest. As she has lofty standards of hospitality and an eye for detail, she is hard to please. But you will never find her complaining. Even if she is disappointed, she will be gracious enough not to show it to the hosts. But at a gathering organized by family or friends, she may react differently. How does she handle difficult situations? The Capricorn woman is usually undaunted if in the midst of conflict. Not one to easily own up to her mistakes, she can often be found trying to reason out by giving excuses for her shortcomings. That said, she would usually avoid a head-on with anyone since she knows she can go overboard once she loses her cool. When challenged or faced with trying situations, the resilient lady would assess the situation in great detail, the way her zodiac symbol, the goat, screens a mountain face before deciding which path to choose for her upward climb. She understands the importance of planning in advance and knows that foreknowledge would come to her in aid in such tough situations. What is her characteristic weakness? it has got to be her lack of confidence. If you see her conversing with easy grace with a good number of people, or watch her conducting herself with assurance in a difficult situation, you will never be able to suspect the diffidence she suffers from. But there it is, lurking just beneath the surface. It arises from her fear of failure and of doing the wrong thing. However, she knows how to handle her weakness effectively without letting people around her notice it. Another limitation in her nature is that she can't take criticism well. Under criticism, she usually offers excuses in her defense and is not likely to accept her faults. But her Achilles' heel is undoubtedly her knack of putting her foot in her mouth. Like I had mentioned before, she likes to hold on to her emotions and frustrations and can let go of them at an instant. This creates unpleasantness for those around her, and during such times she is on a non-stop verbal tirade. And the finishing touch is when she says something that is totally uncalled for, and what I have termed as her foot in the mouth punchline. Is there more to this easygoing lady's persona? She has a low battery life. Her energy store is rather limited. She is too lazy to help herself, but when it comes to others, she will use the last ounce of her energy to help them, especially family and loved ones. Capricorn women are known to grow younger with age. That is because the child in them that is hiding just below the surface is playful and ever ready to spring into action. This childlike quality makes them as appealing to a 3-year-old as to a 60-year-old. Being warm and friendly towards people of all age groups comes naturally to them. A Capricorn woman prefers to be by herself as she is basically satisfied with herself. She is artistically inclined and often dabbles in hobbies like pottery, designing and painting. Her art too reflects simplicity as she knows how to make things simple using her creative talents. Although hesitant by nature, all she needs is a gentle push and support to take the road less travelled. Be it work, home or a business venture, with proper calculation and support, a Capricorn woman is likely to succeed as she has the right mix of determination, grit and willpower. Moreover, she can be quite adventurous, even crazy, in trying out new things. She is a staunch believer in doing everything at least once, even if it is something as wild as bungee jumping. A Capricorn woman has great inner strength. She is resilient and determined in her actions. At the same time, she is not entirely emotionally independent, and this is one of her dark secrets. In spite of her pragmatism and belief in independence, she needs the support of a man. She always gives her spouse or the man in her life ample space. And although she likes to believe that she too requires the space, she actually wants her man to protect her always. She needs a strong shoulder to lean on and a protective cocoon to live in. How should one deal effectively with her? I have discovered that the most effective way of dealing with a Capricorn woman is to be like her. Simple, straightforward and direct. And yes, graceful too. Almost as much as she is. Also remember that she has high standards about social etiquette, behavior and principles, and if you can't match up to those, you won't make any inroads into her good books. Another important aspect when dealing with this lady is to believe in her. She dislikes doubting Thomases, especially when her capability, emotions or sincerity are at stake. She doesn't go around asking for advice or prying into others' secrets. People come to her on their own with their queries, and if anyone dares to show any disbelief, he is likely to get a cool stare from the usually warm Capricorn lady. A stare that says, "Why ask me if you don't trust me?" And that would be the end of all conversation too. How does she handle money matters? A Capricorn woman is a materialistic female. Shocked? I did intend to shock you with the statement. But I mean materialistic in a totally different sense. She will put practical considerations above sentimental stuff when it comes to handling money. She believes in financial security and will rather improve her bank account than spend recklessly on romantic outings. When it does come to spending money, Capricorn woman is strictly a no-risk taker. Conservative in thought and action, she believes in savings and likes to have something tucked away for a rainy day. She knows that this will get her financial freedom too. A Capricorn female will never put her money in any dubious or questionable business. She needs to be absolutely sure about the financial returns and ethical status of any organization before she trusts her money to someone. How is she on the professional front? A Capricorn woman believes in giving whatever she does her best. You'll seldom find a Capri woman cribbing about being stuck in a profession that she doesn't like. Prone to spending hours on pre-planning everything, she would have her career mapped out, right down to intricate details one usually doesn't even think of. Resolute and determined to achieve what she sets her heart on, a Capri woman would gladly slave away at work as long as she knows she is heading closer to that much desirable post or whatever target she has set for herself. She will not shy from using her knack of bonding with people across all groups to her advantage on the job front. A climber, she often befriends her seniors to smoothen her upward climb in the organization. Ethics rule the mind of the Capricorn woman, and she would never give up her ideals for making money on the sly or for other personal gains. She makes for an ardent worker, whom most find easy to work with, making her a great team worker. How is she in various relationship roles? Family is the center of a Capricorn woman's life. She is dedicated towards her family members and treasures her relationships. In spite of ambition and drive, she would prefer being with them. Even while at work, her heart and mind are at home. This makes her an excellent homemaker. Her dedication also makes her submissive to those she loves. While others might get a taste of her fighting spirit at times, she generally lets her loved ones have their way with her. She avoids creating scenes, and you will find her gliding diplomatically and gracefully through difficult filial situations. Being responsible and proactive, you will find her taking the lead in making any relationship a success. As a girlfriend, you will not find her very demanding. While she will look forward to your surprise gifts, she will surely reprimand you if she sees the price tag. Nor is she dominating. Once she is convinced of your love, she will remain committed to you. However, in return she will demand absolute loyalty from you. A Capricorn girl will carry on the devotion she shows as a girlfriend even after she becomes a wife. She will take great pains in being a good wife and a dutiful daughter-in-law. She will take your siblings under her wing and will gracefully assume all responsibilities of running your household. As a mother, she is both loving and doting, but she is also a disciplinarian. She wants her kids to be well-behaved and presentable, read, well-dressed. She looks after the needs of her children from end to end. From breakfast to lullabies, she'll be there on her toes to be a good mother. I would like to add a funny observation about Capricorn women in relationship roles. A Capricorn woman is good at observation and at taking notes for future use. This makes her excel in her latter roles as mother and mother-in-law too. She learns from the mistakes of her mother and husband's mother and takes care not to repeat those when she dons these titles. How is she when alone? Content with what she has in life, the Capricorn woman sometimes is laid back in her approach towards life. Not one to get flustered easily, she often likes to take a break from the routines of everyday life and spend time alone. As I mentioned earlier, she has an avid interest in extracurricular activities, and when left to her musings, she would indulge in any form of entertainment, from art to music that interests her and allows her the liberty of taking time to be herself. How is a Capricorn woman when in love? Once a Capricorn woman falls in love, she does so blindly and can change drastically. For her love, she will be ready to battle it out with her family, the very family that she adores. She will go to any lengths to attain her love. She is ready to plunge into a commitment without confirming if it is even worth it, and if at all her instinct goes wrong, she has enough pride not to go back to her family or seek assistance from them. In her own peculiar way, a Capricorn woman is a flirt at heart. She does not have the proverbial wandering eye, but it is more often than not her friendly ways that mislead people. Her extra niceness makes her look like a flirt and at times act like one too. This girl holds her heart in a crystal ball and prizes it above everything else as it is the source of her emotions. Although her emotional nature is generally kept in check by her pragmatism, once in love, her emotions can flow unchecked. It is up to you to respect her feelings when dating her. If you are in love, show her how much you care. All she needs is an assurance from you that you will shield her from all the worries and troubles of the world. What does she look for in her partner? It is strange, yet true, that the docile Capricorn woman gets turned on by aggressive and powerful men in strength, attributes, or attitude. I guess this is a case of opposites attract. She is often attracted towards tall, muscular men who exude power. This can be said to stem from her need to be protected. In a relationship, she desires protection and security, and brawn can easily represent all that. However, you don't always get what you see, and she is well aware of that. A Capricorn girl I know married a man similar to the one mentioned above, who had all the attributes of a macho man. He made her feel secure till the courtship period was on, but after marriage things took a different turn. What she regarded as lot of space for herself was actually sheer negligence on her man's side. He was simply being uncaring and insensitive. She was able to decipher this quickly when she compared her inputs, usually a lot, to what she was getting back from the man. A Capricorn woman desires love which is enveloping, yet not overpowering. She wants her man to love and respect her. Love that is exclusive and respect that is well deserved. Loyalty in love is a must, as a Capricorn woman is not looking for endless dating or one-night stands. For her, love is commitment, and she will only approve of a man who has the guts to drop down on his knee to ask, "Will you marry me?" But all this in good time. Any kind of haste will send her back in her shell like a scared rabbit. Scared she is, and mostly of getting emotionally hurt. That's why she appears aloof and reluctant at first, and she is well pleased with any man who knows how to draw her out of her cocoon and infuse her with the confidence of his love. A man who can give her security in love, family, home, children, emotions, finances, and all the important aspects of life is the man for her. While dating her, you should, or rather you would, fall in love. So if you aren't planning on being Cupid's victim, stay away from a Capricorn girl. Her natural charm, simplicity and earthiness will evoke the fleeting emotion of love in you, and she will slay you with a dart to the heart. On second thoughts, she won't date you at all if she fails to catch a glimpse of love on the horizon. She is cautious and will obviously gauge you from all perspectives before agreeing for a cup of coffee. Lunch, brunch or dinner will come after a considerable wait. And if you are the kind who likes to hurry, then forget about the nightcap. A Capricorn girl is romantic at heart and appreciates personalized gifts. She will graciously accept the bunch of expensive red roses you bought for her, the ones she sees every day at the florist shop. But she will treasure the blue wildflower you picked for her on one of your cross-country trips. While dating a Capricorn, keep it simple and exclusive. And most importantly, don't brag. Let her talk first. Let her open up and share her emotions, thoughts, dreams and aspirations with you. And then she will gladly sit with you for hours listening to how your mom makes the best aloo parathas in the world. Take care while dressing up as well as deciding on the venue and time of your date. A Capricorn woman has high regard for etiquette and will expect you to be as sophisticated and graceful as she is. Plan your date carefully and take her likes and dislikes into account. Be moderate with your compliments, but make sure they are sincere and heartfelt. Don't try your bachelor jokes on her, she won't get them. And be constructive with your criticism. She likes a man who is honest as well as smart enough to know when not to be very honest. One last word of advice. While dating her, don't, and I repeat, don't ever criticize her family. Unless, of course, you can sugarcoat your words. She won't stand it at all. Period. Compatibility quotient. A Capricorn woman is friendly and easy to be with, but that doesn't make her compatible with all. When it comes to love and long-term relationship, one needs to understand the complete behavioral traits of two individuals. With a Capricorn woman on one side of the scales, let's see who has the capacity to weigh it out on the other. Capricorn woman and Aries man. 9 out of 10. The Aries man is the kind of guy who can sweep women off their feet. Add to that his chivalrous nature and fondness for grandeur, which the Capricorn secretly likes, and she'll gladly give in. Her being naturally submissive and patient can work in favor of this relationship. The Arian, however, will have to keep a check on his unruly temper and tongue. Other than that, everything a Capricorn woman can dream of, from romance to passion, and what she wants her man to be or do, is found in an Arian man. The Aries man would play the perfect Romeo to our Capricorn Juliet, with a fire-burning bride throughout the course of this relationship. Taurus man. 8 out of 10. This relationship can be for keeps. Both are responsible and dependable, and hence will be able to take care of each other. He is romantic and she is mature enough to effectively manage matters of the heart and home. Some Taurus men can be chauvinists, and that could be a big no-no. But other than that, love could blossom here. Gemini man. 6 out of 10. A difficult yet not impossible match. He is too fond of his freedom to give her emotional need its due. He is also a lady charmer, which can leave her frustrated. She would need to accept his love for freedom, and he would have to be patient with her to work this out. His diplomatic tricks are a turn-off for her, as she looks for genuineness. Once he gives in and surrenders, she can be cool about most things with him. Cancer man. 6 out of 10. Although it kickstarts as an intense affair, it is not likely to be fruitful in the long run. While each may find the other attractive, it is not necessarily a lasting impression. The major hitch here would be lack of communication. Also, a Cancerian man is a mix of conservative and liberal ideas, which would leave her confused as she always seeks clarity and direction when making commitments. Leo man. 6 out of 10. Between a Capricorn girl and a Leo guy, understanding is the key. If they understand each other, the relationship will work. She may find his extravagance and attention-hogging nature a little too much to take, while he may be impatient with her lack of expression. Virgo man. 7 out of 10. A Virgo man may be the answer to a Capricorn girl's need for security, but that is if he knows how to share and also be graceful. While he will have to keep his flirting nature under strict check, her intense attitude will bring the best of his emotions to the forefront. However, he will have to make sure he gets his priorities in order and not take advantage of the cool Capricorn. She needs love and emotional security at all times. Libra man, 7 out of 10. This relationship can swing both ways. Both are too dissimilar for a long-lasting relationship. He attracts too much female attention, which she dislikes, and he is too disorganized, which she can't stand. But perhaps both can tweak their natures to suit each other and make a relationship possible. If he turns out to be a guy who is not just a dreamer but also an achiever, provider, she could find solace. Scorpio man, 8 out of 10. A Scorpio man can bring a Capricorn woman's feelings out in the open, thanks to his vivacity, while she will make him feel secure with her devotion and loyalty. In a way, they complement each other wonderfully. On passion, not romance or love. However, the Capricorn woman will have to keep up with him for a lifetime, which I am not very sure she is capable of. Sagittarius man, 8 out of 10. An amazing start, and this relationship would be one hell of a roller coaster ride. However, this duo can see a lot of problems once the initial courtship is over. A lot of compromises would be required to make this relationship a success. But his knowledge, philosophies and visionary nature do match her intellectual self. Capricorn man, 7 out of 10. Many of the stronger traits of both males and females under the Capricorn sign are common. That's why this relationship can work wonders. However, both should learn to emote and express themselves. Only when they are communicative will they be able to reach out to each other. Otherwise, it would be one boring, romanceless relationship. Aquarius man, 8 out of 10. A relationship between these two will blossom like friendship. The easy and outgoing nature of an Aquarian can gel well with a steady and cautious Capricorn girl. Pisces man, 8 out of 10. The Piscean is intense, dreamy and spiritual, and this concoction is just right to suit the tastes of a Capricorn girl. She is reliable, trusting and loyal, which makes her appealing to him. She has the capacity to believe in his dreams, and with such support he is quite sure of fulfilling them. However, he must not lose her along the path while pursuing his dreams, as she could find herself lost and disheartened. Famous Capricorn women personalities: Ava Gardner, Deepika Padukone, Vidya Balan, Bipasha Basu, Gul Panag, Michelle Obama.